doctors can't decide yet if surgery is necessary. So guys, head athletic trainer Casey Smith stayed back in Dallas to help treat him. He will see a specialist tomorrow, at which point they'll know a lot more.
Yeah, Heather, Mark Cuban, the owner for the Mavericks, telling me prior to the game that tells you something about the competitive nature of Rondo. He actually wanted to try and suit up and play even though his face was so swollen.
Well, you know, the jury's still out on whether that trade is going to be the right move for this team. 13-8 since Rondo's come over, scoring down 7 points a game for the Dallas Mavericks. They are improved defensively, but we'll see. 20 games, not enough time to tell.
Dirk missing the mid-range jump shot. Both teams unable to score on their first offensive possessions. There's Draymond Green. Back out to Bogut. Bogut, a bigger part of the offense for the Warriors this year. Here's Green from outside. Misfiring. He's a pretty good three-point shooter. Green shoots right around 34%.
This lineup here that we're seeing tonight, 30th start of the year, 27-2. This Warrior lineup on the season.
Chandler Parsons knocks down the jump shot over Curry. Parsons back for the second consecutive game after missing 2 with the flu.
The Dallas team that dropped 4 games in a row about 10 days ago and has bounced back to win their last 3.
Mavericks coming off a 100-94 win against the Minnesota Timberwolves at home a couple of nights ago. Here's Thompson working against Monte Ellis. Good defense by Monte Ellis.
In the last meeting between these two teams, 29 for Steph Curry, 25 for Klay Thompson. A tough matchup. Klay Thompson being a bigger guard for Monte Ellis to handle on the offensive end.
There's Dirk with 7 on the shot clock, double teamed. They take it out of his hands. Barea on the drive, tough shot, and boy, Tyson Chandler underneath with a nice tip in. Why? Part of the reason he's second in the league in field goal percentage, and he grabs the defensive rebound.
A great acquisition to get him back. I think Mark Cuban admittedly said I should never let him go after they won that championship back in 2011.
Dirk with that patented one-legged step-back jump shot. Knocks it down. Dirk Nowitzki for the first time in decades literally not going to the All-Star game this year. Gets it back out. Good ball movement by the Warriors. Thompson drives by Ellis. Bogut couldn't get the lob. Out of bounds turnover. It'll be Dallas basketball.
A little out of sorts right now. Spacing not quite that good right there. That time Green and Thompson too close together on the kick out from Bogut. And I'm going to have to say that they probably haven't gone this long without scoring to start a game all year long. They've just been so good on the offensive end.
Golden State 0 for 4 from the field to start this game. Of course, this is the second game, JB, of a back-to-back. Last night they played a road game up the highway in Sacramento. A short bus ride of about 2 hours, but still, you know, a back-to-back nonetheless. You're shaking your head.
Not a hard one. Not a hard one. And they swept Sacramento Kings 4-0. Already played them 4 times this year.
Well, the good news for the Kings is that Klay Thompson didn't go off for 37 points in the third quarter.
Wow, is that something?
There's Barea on the drive. The floater draws the foul. And J.J. Barea will go to the free throw line for the Mavericks. Speaking about that amazing, historic 37-point third quarter, look at the shot chart. I mean, 9 for 9 from downtown. And when he got bored, JB, he drove it into the paint for 4 buckets.
I talked to Klay before the game, and I was here in 1987. Sleepy Floyd, a member of the Warriors, went for 29 in the quarter against the LA Lakers. I thought I'd never see anything like that. 37 points. I believe that night, 2 other teams in the NBA scored 37 in the quarter. 2 other teams. There were about 10 games going that night. Just an incredible performance. And this place was going nuts. 6 minutes ago, they didn't sit down.
I might have sealed the deal in him getting named to the All-Star team by the coaches vote. Thompson on the drive, missing with the left, and Bogut there to clean it up.
And Thompson felt like he got shoved by Monte on that take, but nonetheless, Bogut right there to clean it up.
Well, the Dallas Mavericks off to a much better start than they were in the first meeting between these two teams. And Dallas fell down by about 20 points. Parsons, nice give and go with Nowitzki for the bucket.
39-18 was the first quarter score in Dallas. Golden State just jumped all over them. And Steve Kerr, not real happy with the early start here. Early timeout.
Almost fell off our chairs when he said 152 pounds, but kind of underscores how young he was when he first began his career with the Warriors, and then couple of seasons in Milwaukee. Now he says in Dallas he is in a quote-unquote very happy place in a winning environment and thriving at 20.5 points per game and much more efficient than most people perceived him to be.
Well, think about this, Mark. I mean, the decision that this management had to make here in Golden State, it was Steph Curry or Monte Ellis. They weren't going to stay with this small backcourt, and if the popularity vote, Monte Ellis would have been the guy that stayed here in Golden State.
Interesting.
And they took a lot of heat for letting Monte Ellis go. They said they stayed with Steph Curry, and absolutely no disrespect to Monte Ellis. They made the right decision. Now Steph, a point guard, Monte Ellis more of a combo guard, not quite a 1, not quite a 2. But that was a decision that was not very popular here when it was made.
Another Golden State turnover, off to a very irregular beginning here, down by 8 points.
A little out of sync.
Remember, though, can't sleep on these Warriors. Last night in their victory up the highway against Sacramento, they were down by 10 and then used a 23-0 run in the second quarter to pull ahead as J.J. Barea increases that Golden State deficit. The Mavericks up by 11.
15 points in less than 5 minutes.
Curry stripped by Parsons. Here's Ellis, cross court for Parsons. Nice look inside to a wide open Tyson Chandler, and a very pleased head coach Rick Carlisle applauding on the sidelines.
Now, you can't draw it up any better. That was a great no look there by Parsons, and the crowd trying to implore their team, saying, who are these guys? We don't recognize this team. Maybe from a few years ago.
Harrison Barnes inside over Dirk, a tough shot. Rebounded by Tyson Chandler. Here comes Monte Ellis.
It's one and done for the Warriors. Dallas, not a great rebounding team, but getting it done on the glass here in the early going.
Parsons working against Green, gets the screen from Tyson Chandler. And shot a little bit strong. Well, the countdown gang, Doris and Avery and Jalen, talking about who the best shooter in all of basketball is in the studio show prior to the game. We haven't seen much shooting from the likes of Steph Curry or Klay Thompson yet. I'm guessing they're in the conversation.
I would certainly hope so. It's going to be a very difficult pick in the three-point shootout this year with those two involved. Kyle Korver, J.J. Redick, if he's healthy, as he has some back issues. Wesley Matthews and Kyrie Irving. Big-time event.
Don't forget the defending champ, Bellinelli. He gets an invite. Thompson throws it away, and Dallas with a 3-on-2. Ellis on the drive and finishes. Monte Ellis. A fantastic beginning here for the Dallas Mavericks, storming into Oracle Arena and taking a 19-4 lead. Green with the miss, and it's one and done at the offensive end for Golden State. A 9-0 run for the Mavericks. Barea probing and left open. He makes them pay.
21-4? Really?
It's not often that this raucous crowd, this vociferous crowd,
are they here? Are they still here?
I'm not sure. Deafening silence here in Oakland, which is new.
Well, how about J.J. Barea finds Ellis in a tough finish.
Golden State Warriors, team with the best record in the NBA, facing a 17-point deficit halfway into the first quarter here in Oracle Arena. Mark Jones courtside along with John Barry and Heather Cox as well. A couple of subs during that last timeout as David Lee and Andre Iguodala checked into the ball game. A couple of former All-Stars.
It's kind of nice when you can reach down the bench and grab a couple All-Stars.
Curry blocked by Al-Farouq Aminu, who's also checked in. Parsons on the drive, draws the foul, and we'll get a pair at the line.
Well, Dallas just at another speed right now. They're getting it done on the defensive end. That's the question mark about this team. Can they be consistently good enough defensively? Good block there by Aminu. No foul there by Chandler. And then off to the races they go. Parsons all the way and gets himself to the free throw line.
Parsons a 73% free throw shooter. Folks, let's take a look at the upcoming NBA national TV schedule. TNT tomorrow as the Clippers at Cleveland, then Phoenix and Portland. ESPN Friday. The Clippers in Toronto, then it's the Heat against the Spurs in the finals rematch. Then NBA TV Saturday has the Bulls and the Pelicans. ABC doubleheader on Sunday. Clippers, OKC, Lakers against the Cavs. 22-4, and Parsons with an education. In anticipation and the flush. Warriors fans saying, somebody wake me up from this nightmare.
Tell me who this team is here is what they're saying. 4 points in over 6 minutes.
That one halfway down and out. A 14-0 run for the Mavericks here in the first quarter.
A lot of turnovers here early for the Warriors. That was their biggest problem early in the season. As Barea can't get that to go. They've been much better at taking care of the ball of late.
But with their shooting, they can always get back into a game in a hurry. Klay Thompson shooting 45% from downtown this year.
Absolutely. There's no concern right here. Just get it back on the defensive end, get some stops, take some of the quality looks, and this Warrior team will have to find themselves right back in the ball game.
Ellis with the pull-up foul line jumper. Rattles home with the soft touch.
They're not getting it done defensively. And that time it was screen and roll.
Curry with the quick back at you. Knocks down his first three.
I guess they could trade 3 for 2. They have enough time to do that. But I'm sure Coach Steve Kerr would not appreciate that. They got to get it done here on the defensive end. 26 points with 4.5 plus to go. Not typical Warrior basketball, but Steph Curry and Klay, the Splash Brothers, coming alive. Points off turnovers, and that's how they've been so successful.
Ellis, nice feed inside. Now Farouk Aminu with the bucket underneath. A good look by Monte Ellis, who, if you listen to his teammates, will tell you very quickly that he is a very underrated passer. Steph Curry with the mid-range jump shot.
Offensively, you know the Warriors are going to get it going. It's got to happen here on this end. And credit Dallas. They are moving the basketball. With Rondo here, he's a guy that likes to have the basketball in his hands. A little different attack here for the Mavs as Ellis gets the tough one to go.
You know, Mark Cuban has said that Monte Ellis needs to be a little bit more vocal, perhaps get a few more calls from the officials if he is, but doesn't seem to be in his makeup.
But what about him being an all-star? I didn't hear a whole lot of people talk about him. I thought he was deserving. He's on a team that's, what, 16 games over 500, and he's averaging 20 a game. And he's a guy, go-to guy at the end of ball games. It's not always Dirk. It could be Ellis, too. Great job by Curry just to get that ball into the rim.
Iguodala with the rebound. Curry left wide open from downtown, and that's lethal.
Offensive boards lead to open threes. Time and time again. And a great look there by Iguodala. But again, Curry to get that ball up onto the rim before the shot clock. Smart play.
Now they need some stops. Here's Dirk, double teamed on the baseline, knocked out of bounds off of Iguodala.
Here's the offensive board from Iguodala, who finds his shooter. And you could put that one in the books, standing wide open. Steph Curry.
JB, it sounds strange to say that Curry is shooting a quote-unquote career low 39.6% from downtown. Something doesn't sound right about that.
I'm sure he's not happy about
pretty
that.
Good.
39.6 and 40 is a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be. No, I mean, I think 40 is the benchmark for being an above-average three-point shooter. So 39.6, I'm sure he's upset. Another uncontested dunk at the rim or look at the rim for Dallas.
Chandler Parsons with another sweet dime. 32-15. The Mavericks with the lead here in the first quarter. Curry to Lee. Back to Curry. Quick release for three.
No.
That's
really?
his third three of the quarter, starting to heat up. He scored their last 11 points.
And he wasn't even set.
Ellis gets it back at the other end.
Well, here's possibly an issue for this Warrior team. You take Bogut out of the ball game, really no rim protection. That's not what David Lee does.
Lee missing the jump shot. Parsons with a rebound.
They're now getting exploited at the rim, or the Warriors.
This Golden State team leads the NBA in field goal percentage defense. You never know it by what's happening right now. Harris with the three-point shot. Parsons with the rebound. 5 on the shot clock. Dirk. And another possession for the Mavs. Great hustle by Harris. Nice extra pass. Aminu from the short corner. And Farouk Aminu, not known as a three-point shooter, knocks one down.
See how that basketball is moving from side to side? You cannot stay on one side of the floor. There's a good strip there by Dirk. And it will stay with the Warriors. But that ball moving side to side for Dallas, moving that defense, and they are creating any shot they want. Not very often you see Amino taking the three-point shot, but the corner three, if he's going to take one, that's the one you can live with.
An offensive blitz to begin this game by the Dallas Mavericks as J.J. Barea checks back into the ball game. He's coming in for Monte Ellis. Charlie Villanueva also checking into the ball game for Rick Carlisle. Charlie V had a nice breakout game in breaking their losing streak, their 4-game losing streak recently down in Miami. Charlie V had a 20-point performance and really ignited that comeback win.
Well, Charlie hadn't really played for a couple years. Sat on the bench in Detroit, just wasn't really part of their rebuilding process. And he's been inserted here into the lineup and had some nice moments, as you said, as another missed opportunity for Golden State.
Dallas, meanwhile, JB has made 14 of their last 18 shots.
Jeez.
1.5 to go here in the first quarter. Charlie V for 3 on cue. Got it.
What a block.
Charlie Villanueva averaging just 5 points per game coming into this one tonight. A 40-point first quarter for the Mavericks. The meter still running. Lee had it knocked out of bounds by Dirk.
That's the second time in a row for Dirk. As you see, look at this play. You see, he goes down the middle. Barnes has to step in there to try to stop that. And you put Villanueva, a guy that's capable of making that three. You put him in a quandary. He's not able to get out there. Nice set play there by the Mavs.
Well, no Rondo tonight for the Dallas Mavericks. If you're just joining us, he's going to miss at least the next couple of games, and who knows how much longer, as he's still being evaluated, as reported by our Heather Cox a little bit earlier. Iguodala off the inbound play. Barnes runs down the loose ball. Here's Lee. Barbosa for 3. Got it.
And another guy unlikely to knock down a three. Just around 30% for Barbosa from behind the arc. So much needed there for the Warriors.
Here's Charlie Villanueva on the drive and feed. Now Farouk Aminu missing inside. And Curry in a rush. Ran into his own man, David Lee. Curry fighting for the loose ball. Here's Lee. Barnes inside.
Well, maybe that'll get him going, because that had no business ending up in Harrison Barnes for a uncontested dunk. Great hustle by Curry, didn't give up on the play, and a good drop off by Lee.
Down by 17. Correa off the Aminu screen. Nice dime. Boy, they are getting easy shots at the basket, John.
Some big time confusion here from the Warriors defensively. Not communicating. Two guys are going with the basketball, leaving uncontested players, and so many opportunities at the rim for the Mavs in this first quarter.
Yeah, this is already the most points that the Warriors have given up in the first quarter all year. Lee inside draws the foul and will go to the line in a very frustrating first quarter for the team with the best record in the NBA.
Absolutely. A few turnovers have ignited the Mavs early on. And then the half-court offense. Steve Kerr bewildered here with Coach Ron Adams, the defensive coach. As you said, most points allowed in the first quarter for the Warriors here tonight.
Folks, the NBA celebrates Black History Month and honors those who have dared to dream. Follow the breakthroughs at NBA.com and join the conversation using hashtag NBABHM. A forlorn look across the faces of some of the Warrior players on the bench. 3 seconds to go. Correa to Villanueva. It'll count.
Back to Golden State with head coach Rick Carlisle and an offensive explosion. 42 points in the first quarter. What was the key to igniting the offense and getting such efficiency?
Well, we're active on defense, so we're getting out in transition a little bit, and the shots have been going in, so we just got to stick with it.
Steph Curry and Klay Thompson started to ignite a little bit late in that first quarter, really the only ones scoring for the Warriors. What's the key to containing them the rest of this game?
Well, a couple of times there was an offensive rebound, and we just got to spray out and find shooters. That's one way that a lot of teams in the league are getting threes now. We just got to do a better job of finding those guys.
Coach, thank you. Mark?
Well, Heather, Dallas on a 24-4 run to get the lead, and Charlie Villanueva knocks down another 3-ball for the Mavericks.
Villanueva 0 for 6 from behind the arc in their last game against Minnesota. Has knocked down a couple here already, but the number's staggering. I mean, we just haven't seen as Barbosa gets one to go. #1 field goal percentage defense. The Golden State Warriors give up 65%, 42 points, no turnovers for the Dallas Mavericks in the whole quarter. That means Golden State not playing much defense.
Those 42 points were the most the Mavs have scored in the first quarter this year. Dirk with the fadeaway, got it.
Draymond Green, an excellent defender, can guard 1 through 4, but Dirk Nowitzki, nothing he can do with that fadeaway jumper.
Spates on the drive. Barbosa, three-pointer off the mark, rebound underneath, and that's going to be a foul against Dallas.
I think they got Dirk. Now here's Dirk. You see, great position there by Green. Don't let him into the lane. Make him step back, and you can play as good a defense as you want. If Dirk's making that shot, which he normally does for the last 73 years, there's nothing you can do.
Well, interestingly, for the first time in about a decade, Dirk won't be in the All-Star game. He's going to get a little breather and get a chance to rest. He's looking forward to it. Here's Barbosa. He's trying to keep the heat on the Mavericks as they pulled within 17.
A couple big threes by Barbosa, the 33%er. They got to get done here, Mark.
Last night it was the Golden State bench, a whistle and a foul underneath against the Warriors. Last night, John, it was the Golden State bench that did a lot of the heavy lifting offensively as they got 17 points out of Iguodala and 17 out of Mo Spates, both in the ball game right now.
Yeah. 5 or 6 guys very capable of putting up anywhere from 15 to 25 points when you go to this bench. What a luxury it is to have. But tonight, they need to find somebody to make some defensive stops because Dallas getting anything they want on the offensive end.
Ray Felton off the screen, lost control, gets it back to Aminu with 1 second on the clock, had to jack him. And here comes Draymond Green. John Livingston in the game. Livingston has the switch now on Dirk. Green kicks it back to Iguodala. 5 on the shot clock for Barbosa on the drive. Threw it up wildly, and Dirk clears for the Mavericks. Back comes Devin Harris. The lob, Aminu underneath. Couldn't finish it. Brought it down and got blocked out of bounds. And it's Warriors basketball.
Well, the Warriors very fortunate there. That pass just was not on the money from Devin Harris. Aminu wide open for an easy catch and dunk. The Warriors slow getting back. Step slow here this evening.
Barbosa on the move, lost the handle. And another Golden State turnover, their 6th of the game. Charlie Villanueva from downtown, no good. A little bit of a heat check for Charlie V. Here's Livingston. Drives by Felton, kicks it out. Spates underneath, gets it to fall.
Good ball movement there. Nice take by Barbosa. Goes baseline, the ball swings around. Green could have took the 3, but he found Spates on the interior for an easy one. And here comes the Oracle faithful.
107 consecutive sellouts here. Dirk with a fadeaway. And that's going to be a foul against Aminu.
Good box out there by Spates. A little life in the building. The best team in the league. Down 15. Can they get themselves back in?
Brooklyn in their last game.
And they looked terrific in San Antonio last Saturday night. Blew out the Spurs. That was a tough loss for them up in Brooklyn.
Great pass to Thompson on a good cut. Spates with the feed. And the lead is down to 13 points now. Felton running the point for the Mavs. Underneath Felton. Blocked by Iguodala out of bounds. It'll stay Dallas basketball.
Boy, we've seen a couple of those from Iguodala here since he came in the ball game. Their best perimeter defender, yes, Thompson's excellent, Draymond Green, but this guy here is the best. Does that look like all basketball?
Raymond Felton missed the first 31 games of the season with an ankle injury that he suffered in preseason. Still trying to find his rhythm. Ellis comes off the screen, almost banked it in. Villanueva couldn't find the handle, and here comes Green for the Warriors. Livingston drops a nice dime, and Spates draws the foul on Felton.
Well, there they go. Get out in transition. Now to get this crowd involved, but on the other end, it's the defense. Iguodala saving An easy opportunity from Felton, and they get out and run. Nice behind the back from Livingston. He and Spates really feed off one another. He knows where to find Spates. Spates primarily a pick and pop guy. He can shoot the basketball out to about 18, 20 feet. Does most of his work from there, but that time a good run out on the break.
We were talking about it prior to the game as Spates knocks down the first free throw. He's a 81% free throw shooter. The Splash Brothers, Thompson and Curry, get all the scoring hype, but Spates is actually the third highest scoring guy on this team, and he comes off the bench.
Yeah, I don't think many people would know that. But he has started some games when Bogut has missed, so he's played probably a few more minutes than most of the bench players. But he has been excellent for this ball club this season.
And now Golden State countering with a 9-0 run down by 11. Dallas has misfired on its last 6 shots. Parsons out to Ellis. Ellis had a very productive first quarter, and he turns it over here. Thompson for 3. Green with the rebound. This time Parsons runs Thompson off the 3-point line. Nobody picked up Iguodala, who couldn't cash in. Villanueva with the rebound to Felton.
The activity back down here on the defensive end, you can see it from the Warriors. A completely different group for the first couple minutes.
Felton, I think he wanted to lob that up for Tyson Chandler. He's saying it was tipped out of bounds, but it's Golden State basketball.
Well, that was not a very good lob pass. If that's what he tried to do. I think he didn't care whether it just went off the glass or anything. He was trying to get it to the rim. Just threw it a little bit too hard. He felt like he might have got hit on the arm, and that's why the ball went over the backboard.
Iguodala on the wing, guarded by Parsons. Bucket here, and they get it down to single digits for the first time in a long time. Livingston with the honors.
Terrific mid-range shooter. That time, good back screen. Chandler doesn't come out.
Steph Curry and Klay Thompson with their all-star jerseys. That was general manager Bob Myers to the right, giving Curry his jersey. Curry was the leading vote getter. Klay Thompson voted in by the coaches in the Western Conference. They're the first teammates from the Warriors to make the all-star team since Mully and Tim Hardaway as part of Run TMC, and going back to those two starters, Nate Thurmond and Rick Barry. Part of that championship team that won the title 39 years ago.
I remember it well, Mark. I remember it well.
What do you remember about it?
Being carried off the floor by our trainer, Dick D'Oliva. I was 6 years old, and he saved my life from being stampeded.
Hey, that's a memory.
Yep.
Spates off the mark. Well, they're thinking about parades and good times here, and with good reason, with the NBA's best record.
Well, it's a deep team. 11 of their 13 points here in the quarter from the bench. You mentioned how good they were in Sacramento last night. That's a luxury. That's why this team is so good.
5 on the shot clock for Chandler. Parsons on the drive. Tried to manufacture a shot, and here comes Iguodala. Nice crossover. Slammed on the break. Spates had his back.
I think he took a tougher shot than he had to. Iguodala didn't realize how open he was. He could have just leaned in and probably finger rolled out. He went to the left-hand jump hook, but Spates, who's come up big here, gets the follow-up.
A whistle and a foul going to go against the Warriors. That's against Draymond Green.
The energy level has just completely changed. A nice stop there, but see, Iguodala goes for the left-hand jump hook. No box out. And the Warriors looking a lot more like the Warriors. Dallas, no points in the last 5 minutes.
Iguodala did a great job while he was in the ball game, now getting a breather. Steve Kerr, the head coach, said he spoke to him 2 weeks into training camp and told him about his role coming off the bench as Parsons misses. And Iguodala really set the tone, he said, in accepting his role, and everybody took their cue from there, Julian. Spates with the fake. Kept it alive, paddling underneath out of bounds, and it's Dallas basketball.
Well, that's what it takes. And I'm going to go back to something Kevin McHale told me earlier this season that was something that I can't stop thinking about is chase greatness and all the other things that chase you. All-star games, all pros. Nice lob there from Berea. All the money will chase you. And that's when I look at this Warrior team. 2 all-star players, Iguodala, David Lee come off the bench, and they're okay with it. They're chasing greatness.
But this Warriors team lost last year in 7 games to the Clippers, minus Andrew Bogut, who was out with a fractured rib. Thompson on the drive inside to Spates, who gets it to go. Boy, Maurice Spates really involved again offensively tonight. He had 17 last night, and Sacramento has 8 right now.
He didn't get to play 2 games ago. I guess he's still steaming. Good D.
Villanueva bricks one, rebounded by Curry. Chance to get it down to 5 or 4 with a 3. Curry with a tough shot, and that's what he does.
It's like a horse game to this guy.
Timeout Dallas.
He was going to pull the 3. Beret up in his face.
He tricks up his sleeve, much like Steph Curry did a few moments ago on that nice hesitation, fake like I'm falling down dribble, and make the fadeaway jump shot.
Mark, you know, when I think about the Warriors, I think of something that John Calipari said about his Kentucky team. He said, I don't have substitutes, I have reinforcements. And I think that's exactly what this Warrior team has. I mean, this has been primarily done by the bench. Yeah, Curry's made a couple jump shots, but it hasn't been Klay Thompson and Draymond Green and Bogut. These bench players have done a great job. They got 15 and 19 points here in the quarter.
Bray on the drive, kicks it out to nobody in particular. Ellis saves it. Parsons out to Barea for 3. Not the way they drew it up, but they'll take it.
They needed it. That's what, 10 points now in the quarter. A broken play winds up in an open 3 for Barea.
That temporarily stops the hemorrhaging by Dallas. Here's Thompson.
How about Barea? I mean, this guy, he gets put in the starting lineup in the NBA Finals and changes that whole series.
Draymond Green off the mark, rebounded by Bogut. Here's Curry, cross court to Sean Livingston. He left it short and rebounded by Tyson Chandler.
He saw Tyson Chandler. He said, I'm not going to go in there and challenge this.
He's already got 10 rebounds. Barea. And Tyson Chandler draws the foul on Bogut. And will go to the free throw line for a pair.
Now this is big for Dallas to stem the tide. After such a hot start, the 42 points, 65% shooting. It hasn't been that way here in the second. But they still have an 8-point lead. You'd love to get in to that locker room with a double-digit lead. A big 3 minutes and 40 seconds here for this Dallas Maverick club.
Chandler at the foul line had 11 points and 12 rebounds against the Warriors in the earlier meeting between these two teams in Dallas. The Mavericks actually went 9-7 in the month of January, but in that 9-7, which on the surface doesn't seem all that impressive, they were actually 8-4 in 12 road games. So coming into a place like this and being competitive is nothing new for Dirk Nowitzki and his crew.
Always been a good road team. I mean, 18-9 on the road is this team right now, and the second half of their schedule will be a lot of Western teams, and a lot of those are on the road. And they know that. And what a great statement it would be here to get one tonight.
Harrison Barnes from downtown.
How about Barnes at 43% from behind the arc. Last year, really struggled shooting the basketball, was asked to be the leader of the bench, and Steve Kerr just felt like he needed to play with the starting unit to be more effective, and that's certainly been the case.
Barea got hung up in the air and turned it over to Thompson. Thompson on the drive and the finish. JB, it almost appeared as if they're so afraid of him launching that 3.
Right, you guard the three-point line, you gave up an easy dunk. And here's the crowd after down 22.
Parsons quiets the crowd.
That's a tough finish with the left hand.
Parsons had 18 points and 6 rebounds in that win against Minnesota. He's got 11 here tonight. Well, Klay Thompson's got his driver's license too.
Well, I don't want to give up the 3. I'll give up an.
And he was able to do that by growing a lot of his own vegetables in his backyard in Memphis. He's into the holistic approach, JB.
He shoots more. That's why he's better.
Okay.
No, I mean, no, he's more aggressive.
He's in great shape.
No, he's
too.
more. Yeah, well, he's more aggressive, and he's always been a guy that's unselfish. He's taken that step and starting the All-Star game against his brother. What a thrill that would be. But I like this Memphis team. I'm going to tell you right now, I like Jeff Green coming over. Now he's a third, fourth option, whatever you want to call him, with Conley and Zach Randolph. That is a dangerous team. And we'll see how Vince Carter, if he's okay. Injury to his calf, I believe, last week.
That Memphis team went into Dallas recently and smoked them. Had their way with the Mavericks, so to speak.
They've had their way with a lot of people lately. They don't lose very often.
Correa kicks it back out to Chandler Parsons, who's had a very good first half. Off the mark that time, and a chance to cut it to 2. Curry, or 1 maybe. A rare miss from downtown for him. Let's listen in to Steve Kerr, Wired for Sound.
Hang in there, keep fighting. We've already climbed back in it. Let's make another push right now. 2.5 minutes here. We get a good close, we can start over again. We start this whole game over again.
Good strategy by the coach of the month in the Western Conference of the month of January.
Well, I think he realizes that his team didn't really show up and compete in the first quarter. 42 points. And then you can see the activity level on the defensive end. That's why they got back in it. They had a 5-minute stretch where Dallas didn't score. And when that happens, these guys are so good offensively, you know they're going to get back in the game.
There's Nowitzki, isolated against Draymond Green. Active hands by Klay Thompson, knocked it away. 8 on the shot clock. For Monte Ellis. He just makes those shots,
so
folks.
tough. I mean, Draymond Green is right in his face. He's going off of one leg, shooting it on the way down. That is a big-time difficult shot.
Pretty efficient 5 of 8 from the field for Ellis. 10 points in the ball game. Curry off the curl. Green on the pop. Back comes J.J. Barea. Lobs it up for Tyson Chandler. Wow! That's how you finish.
I don't know if Bogut knew he was back there.
He does now.
Great pass from Barea.
Klay Thompson gets it back with a 3.
Prettiest jump shot in the league.
Okay, who's the best shooter? Who's the best shooter in the NBA?
I'm not going there. You got Steph and him. You've got Kyle Korver and J.J. Redick. That's my top 4. I'm going to leave it at that. And we'll find out at All-Star Weekend whoever wins that 3-point shootout.
I hear what Jalen and Avery have to say about that.
That guy's not bad either.
Yeah, you might want to put that guy in the conversation. Dirk Nowitzki shooting 37% from downtown this year. Thompson on the drive and kick. Bogut got a nice screen from Draymond Green for the easy deuce.
And it wasn't a nice layup. It went in, but boy, it kind of crawled over that rim. Bogut, not a guy that gets the basketball a whole lot, doesn't finish around the rim all that well.
He's so important to this team, especially defensively. You got to keep him healthy.
And passing the basketball on the other end. 3 assists a game.
6-point lead for the Mavs. Ellis on the blow-by. Missed the finger roll. There's about a 7-second difference between the shot and game clock.
Curry was out at half court. He wanted to go 2 for 1. He saw it about 32. He was going to come down and fire a long one.
Curry working against Barea. The floater. And the soft touch is good.
So soft.
Steph Curry now with 15 in the first half. We're at halftime coming up. In a few seconds here, Ellis going to take it. And that's the end of the first half. As the Golden State Warriors dig themselves a huge hole, but battle back to within 4 at the break. Steph Curry with 15 to lead the way for the Warriors.
No turnovers in that second quarter for the Warriors.
Alluding to the Warriors bench, there's a look at their proficiency in the second quarter. Let's check in courtside with Heather.
Well, Mark, both teams out of the locker room talking about defense. Steve Kerr said the major difference in the second quarter was the defense tightened up. He said Dallas is extraordinarily deceptive offensively. We just weren't paying attention. Lots of breakdowns, then we started executing in the second quarter. As for Rick Carlisle, obviously frustrated that our 22-point lead was cut to 4. I asked what changed, and he said we gave them way too much breathing room and we didn't rebound effectively. We've got to get a lot closer to them and tighten up defensively in the second half.
Well, speaking of defensively, Heather, for the Mavericks tonight, missing arguably their best defender, Rajon Rondo, missing his 2nd consecutive game, the result of an orbital fracture as well as a nasal fracture, still being evaluated back in Dallas and to be determined as to the extent of his absence. in the next week or even two. Underway here in the third quarter. Dallas with possession. Tyson Chandler, an improved shooter in his second go-round here in Dallas, knocks that down.
Not a shot you normally see Tyson Chandler attempt, but looked pretty good, pretty confident.
Lead up to 6. Curry gets the layup to go.
Now, nice job by Bogut there to hold off Chandler so he couldn't come over for the shot block.
There's Parsons on the wing, guarded by Barnes. Nowitzki has the height advantage. Fadeaway falls short.
But Green, such a tough defender, not allowing him in to the paint.
Kick out to Thompson. Rebounded by Chandler.
He gets so mad at himself when he misses an open look. Or it doesn't have to be open.
Chandler Parsons with a nice left-handed layup. And Parsons with 13 in the ballgame, the former SEC Player of the Year.
Quietly getting it done.
Signed that lucrative 3-year contract during the offseason as the free agency period began. Last year put up over 16 a game with the Houston Rockets. Thompson with the sidestep and 3. Got it.
You're not going to miss 2 in a row that are wide open very often. That time, great ball movement. Nice little up fake. Gets the flyby. And knocks down the open 3.
Yeah, sidestep defender like you sidestep my question about the best shooter in the game.
Well, thank you.
Chandler inside. Draws the foul on Bogut.
This guy's got to be considered. It's if you're learning how to shoot the basketball, get some tape of this guy. He is in perfect position every time. He's on balance. His eyes on the rim. And grabbed that game against Sacramento a couple of weeks ago, and it's as good as you'll ever see.
Klay Thompson out of Washington State. Wasn't recruited by a lot of the big schools coming out of high school as Chandler knocks down the first free throw. And you get the feeling in speaking with him that that still serves as a lot of motivational fuel for him moving forward in his career. Signed to a lucrative extension at the end of October by the Warriors. A big part of their future, obviously, moving forward.
Well, as good a two-way player as we have in the game right now is Klay Thompson.
Curry from downtown. Yes! Almost got the steal. It's down to a 2-point game. Dirk with the pump fake. And a chance now for the Warriors to tie or take the lead on a 3. And the crowd coming alive. Thompson to Green. And we're tied at 68. Timeout, Dallas. And knowledge all the way back.
Knowledgeable crowd, right? They knew that this is the first time this game's been tied. It's Curry off the quick screen from
Clubhouse. Things certainly starting to pump up now that it's tied up. Now, Adam, on Sunday you marked your 1-year anniversary as NBA commissioner. What will you remember most about your first year?
How quickly it went by. It was a really eventful year. I mean, I think what I'll remember most is the support I had from the community of fans, owners, partners of the league, and how much I learned over, which I didn't even know how much I learned until I was put in that position from the 21 years I'd spent with the league before I'd become commissioner.
It was certainly a memorable 12 months. And when we were chatting earlier, you said your mantra has become team above all else. That said, what is your goal for your second year?
Well, it really is game above all else, and that is, there were a lot of distractions in the first year, but as we're seeing a fantastic game tonight, there are a lot of issues that we need to address in terms of the length of the season, the schedule, the back-to-backs, the 4 out of 5 nights, potential changes in the playoff format. So those are things I really want to hone in on in my second year.
And certainly a hot topic as the Warriors get hot here is the All-Star game, because it's right around the corner. Mark Cuban came out and said he doesn't really want fan voting anymore. What's your take on the way the process should evolve?
I think the fans should be part of the vote. I mean, we had 25 million fan votes this year. It was up over 20% from last year. we moved to all online balloting, and I think it's great. I think fans should participate in. There's also a role for the coaches, of course. So, you know, fans decide the starters, coaches decide the reserves. I often have to then make a decision if there's an injury, but you know, I'm not saying we shouldn't take a look at it, and maybe the players should participate in it as they do in the Pro Bowl with the NFL. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to come out roughly the same no matter how you do it. People know who the All-Stars are in this league.
Well, Adam, we certainly appreciate you visiting with us, and let's become fans now and go and watch this game.
Thanks for having me.
Mark?
Yeah, it certainly has been a memorable first year on the job for Commissioner Adam Silver, and amongst the other things that he talked about in his pregame news conference and meeting with some of the media members here was, you know, sports betting now becoming an issue with the NBA and what's happening in the country, and the NBA has extensively studied what's happened in the English Premier League and other leagues around the world, and admitting that, well, it just happens like that. Curry with his 5th three. A 13-2 Golden State run.
That's 9 threes now between Curry and Thompson. As a matter of fact, your crack stat man, Mr. LeBeau, hit me with, those two guys have more threes combined than 4 teams in the NBA. Those two guys alone. Pretty remarkable.
Over 6 per game.
And by the way, I'm a huge fan of Adam Silver. I think he's had an incredible first year, and I love everything about what he's doing. He's been terrific.
We can thank Commissioner Silver for having a few extra days around All-Star break. A very player-friendly move. There's the All-Star break coming up soon.
They drafted the kid from Baylor was Isaiah Thomas. Is it Austin?
Isaiah Austin.
Drafted him. I mean, this seems like a great human being.
Meanwhile, Devin Harris knocks down to 3 to get Dallas a little bit closer, down by just 3.
How about that run from this Warrior team?
Curry with the step back 3. Butter. Wow.
At 26.
6 for 9 from downtown. Dirk got it in his sweet spot, kicked it out to Harris. There's Chandler Parsons, who gets a little get back with a 3.
Well, that's what happens when you double team Dirk Nowitzki. Good weak side pass from Dirk. And an unselfish play to find Parsons in the corner for open 3.
Here's Thompson. They run him off the 3-point line. Curry open. That's going to be a foul against Bogut. An illegal screen. And I want to say that's his 4th personal foul.
He didn't buy into it, and there was really no need. I think Curry had plenty of time to get that off. Just a reaction from Bogut. And we'll see here if this is the right call. You know what? He didn't really mean to set a screen. He didn't even see who's that, Harris.
I think Harris might have sold that.
Yeah, he was. I think Bogut was just kind of going to the rim. I don't think he was trying to set a screen. But to the official, look, he was moving. I don't think that was the wrong call. I don't think there was any intent. But that was the right play.
Dallas down 3. Harris off the screen. In the lane, and that's going to be a blocking foul against Spates. That will send Devin Harris to the free throw line, and Harris getting up slowly. Remember, he was questionable coming into the game tonight because of a leg injury suffered against Minnesota on Monday. One more look.
Well, he got outside the circle. Official John Goble feeling like he wasn't there in time. Is, you know what? I think he's right. I think Harris, as soon as he goes to the rim and leaves his feet, if that player's not totally set, it's a block. And I thought he was absolutely 100% correct on that call. And that's the toughest call in the game. I mean, it really is difficult, but I think Goble got that correct.
Well, Devin Harris moving pretty well tonight. He was talking about that injury he suffered against Minnesota. Pekovic, Nikola Pekovic, the 290-pound center for Minnesota, fell on that leg of his, and Harris crumpled to the floor and wasn't moving very well. At the end of that game, had to be helped into the locker room, but good news for the Mavs and him able to play today. Curry shakes Parsons, great feed inside, and Spates is fouled.
Well, they're going to give him 2 shots on that, or did he pass the ball? I guess they're going to give him 2, but he passed it out here. I think once he knew he wasn't going to be able to get this thing to the rim. Now watch, see, he gathers here, and well, I don't know. Was that a shot attempt that went completely awry? Nonetheless, it's 2 free throws.
Let's take a look at our calendar coming up. Busy schedule of games. TNT tomorrow night has the Clippers and the Cavs, followed by Phoenix, Portland, and ESPN Friday, a doubleheader featuring the Clippers and the Raptors, then the Heat and the Spurs. NBA TV Saturday has Chicago, New Orleans, then ABC has a doubleheader on Sunday. Clippers, OKC, Lakers taking on Cleveland, and OKC has to start making a move, JB, if they're going to make the playoffs.
A big win tonight in New Orleans without Kevin Durant. That's a start.
Nowitzki lost the handle, didn't get the call, and here comes Curry. Thompson for 3. And Dirk with the rebound, fouled by Draymond Green.
And that's going to be 2 free throws for Dirk Nowitzki. Not a good foul.
That's the 3rd on Draymond Green, and Dirk Nowitzki has been putting in a little bit of extra work of late. His personal coach, since the time he was a youngster, 13-year-old, is Holger Gershwiner. There he is, who's made the trip from Germany and Dirk's hometown of Würzburg. Been a shooting coach since Dirk started playing basketball. Does a lot of tinkering and fine-tuning. And JB, I'm not sure if you ever had a chance to watch their training sessions. There's a lot of unorthodox stuff going on, Dirk.
Well, whatever, it works.
Yeah.
But didn't Dirk's dad want to be a handball player?
Yeah.
I thought that's what he was. And by the way, handball, a great game. I don't think they quite signed the contracts in handball that you might get here in the NBA, but
is there an NBA for handball somewhere I don't know about?
No. Good move by Dirk.
1-point game as he knocked down a couple of foul shots, whistling a foul underneath. It's going to go against Chandler Parsons.
Well, look, you got 6+ minutes here for Dallas now. That's going to go to the free throw line every time they get fouled. So Golden State has to do a good job here. Play defense without fouling.
Second team foul on the Mavericks. Curry launches a 3. Wow! Somebody throw water on him.
And he wanted a 4-point opportunity there.
7 for 10 now from downtown. Dirk couldn't get the payback. Parsons to Spates. Curry. Fans
That's a heat check. That is a heat check.
You got to give him the latitude to do that, though, as Chandler Parsons inside the 3-point line. Parsons now with 18.
We still have 17 minutes of this stuff. This is great.
What a crossover by Curry, and draws the foul on Parsons. You know, not bad, JB, for a guy who wasn't recruited by the major schools. Virginia Tech was the only school that recruited him coming out of high school. And even that as a preferred walk-on. Signed with Davidson. The rest is history after 3 years of collegiate ball.
That's a lot of coaches that made a bad mistake.
Ouch. Was perceived a lack of size coming out of high school, a hindrance.
I understand. I don't care how small you are. I'm sure in high school he could shoot the lights out, and when your dad plays the game, you know how to play basketball. And there's a lot of teams that made a mistake.
He said that black eye that he got several games ago, he thinks it makes him look a little tougher. You buy it?
Sure. Why not?
I'm not sold.
He's a golfer too, so it doesn't need anything for golf.
Curry was telling me about his first game as a collegian. Matt Davidson turned the ball over 9 times in the first half. Settled down the next game, had over 30 against Michigan. Spates with the jumper, good.
Spates has been huge here tonight. That time you see Chandler again. Anytime he's down in that paint, guys aren't going to challenge him very often. They're going to have to settle for that mid-range J, just like Spates did there.
Ellis on the drive and kick to Devin Harris. Iguodala with the rebound. 5 minutes to go in the third. A huge bounce-back quarter for the Warriors. Spates. Last year, he came into camp overweight. This year, his numbers are getting fat. playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Number 8.
No, it would be absurd to think if LeBron James is still on their team.
Yeah.
I don't think that many people are all that surprised.
Parsons on the drive. Here comes Steph Curry. Wild shot, a little out of control that time. Parsons back for Dallas. Aminu fouled by Speights and one. Great strength to finish.
Absolutely. He took a nice swipe from Speights and was still able to get that up on the glass. Good catch, first of all. The ball at his feet, the pump fake, and then goes in, takes a nice smack from Speights and still gets a three-point opportunity.
Al-Farouq Aminu at the foul line, a 74% free throw shooter. At 9 points and 5 rebounds in 21 minutes against Minnesota, and is really earning more minutes and more trust from head coach Rick Carlisle of late. Played for the Pelicans a season ago. 3-point ball game. He's got 12. Iguodala, Curry, Barnes, Speights, and Thompson for the Warriors. Here's Speights. And a chance now to pull to within 1 for Dallas. Harris for the tie. Got it. And we're deadlocked at 88. The Mavericks able to withstand that surge by the Warriors. Thompson out top, working against Ellis. Parsons had a hand up, but a little late. This guy is working that three-point line like a part-time job right now. Another threes, 8 of 12 from downtown.
Is he trying to go Klay Thompson on us here? I mean, my goodness. Klay had 11 threes in that game against Sac. 8 already here as Iguodala is going to put Chandler Parsons at the line. With the degree of difficulty, I mean, the shake through the leg, step back, contested, doesn't matter. And Steve Kerr says, yeah, see, that's what I told him to do, guys. How many threes in the quarter? Is that 4 in the quarter? 5 in the quarter?
He's got 8 for the game. That ties it. Season high. Steph Curry, the baby-faced assassin, going to be making the trip to the All-Star game. Voted in as a starter by the fans. The leading vote getter, surpassing LeBron James this year.
5 of 6 in the quarter for Steph Curry, by the way, from three-point line.
Golden State leading by 2 with 3:24 to go here in the third quarter. Here's a look at the top three-point shooters in the NBA so far. Matthews the leader, Korver right behind him, and down the list Thompson number 3 on that list. Here's what he had to say about the upcoming three-point contest he'll be participating in.
I always want to do the three-point contest because I love shooting growing up, and I watched it for my whole life pretty much. And you know, Marco put on a great show last year. It's really cool. I'm happy I'm doing it against Steph because we never really had a three-point contest against each other, so we can, you know, hold bragging rights for at least a year. And so I'm sure I'll be nervous come Sunday just because it's such a great moment. But those are the kind of nerves you want and you thrive off.
Monte Ellis with the steal and room service layup.
How could they have not had a contest?
Not even in practice?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You don't think he was telling the truth?
They've had to have a contest. Give me a break.
It's going to be fun.
They're going to be fun to watch.
Officially named the three-point contestants tomorrow. Harrison Barnes on the drive, drawing the foul. And Barnes will go to the free throw line for the Warriors.
Well, how about their team today? They're 15 of 29 as a team. Look at these two guys, 12 of 16.
What a great equalizer.
12 of 20, rather. Excuse me, my math sometimes goes awry.
Barnes at the foul line. It's down the first as Barbosa and Draymond Green come into the ball game for Speights and Thompson.
We could get to 100 by the fourth quarter. And we've had 12 total turnovers. Think of how clean it is. Remember, Golden State started out this game. They had 5 early turnovers. They've only had a couple since. And that's why they've gotten back into it. But a pretty clean game.
want to give ones like these away if you're the Warriors, as they played 5 of the 6 games on the road going into the All-Star break.
Well, they have 10 of 11 on the road coming up, with San Antonio being the only home game.
Charlie Villanueva off the screen, no good. And Barbosa with the rebound for the Warriors. Green against Villanueva. Curry on the cut. A little bit strong. Chance for Dallas to take the lead. Wide open, Monte Ellis for 3. And he left it short.
It's not really part of Monte's game. 33% from behind the arc. He's more of a slasher, likes to put the basketball on the floor, doesn't like to catch and shoot. That's why early in the game I talked about Rondo not being here. It's a little different now. Monte can pound the basketball and he can make plays off the dribble, where when Rondo's here, he's not really doing that. He becomes more of a catch and shoot guy.
Villanueva with a sweeping hook shot, no good. An interesting time for the Dallas Mavericks as they go through yet another adjustment without Rondo for the next couple of weeks, potentially. That's going to be a foul against Villanueva, much to the protest of Rick Carlisle. And the puzzling look on Dirk's face. Under 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. That's the 15th foul. Curry at the free throw line. You know, interesting when you talk about Curry and his free throw shooting prowess as it pertains to his head coach Steve Kerr. The two of them have a little contest, a game they play, as Curry misses a rare one. The first player to hit 10 points wins, okay? They each take 2 free throws. You get 2 points for a swish, 1 for a make, and -1 if you miss. So far, Curry leads 13 games to 2. And the kicker is that Steve Kerr says, you know, I missed all of 2 shots.
Yeah, he said
hadn't won a game.
In the 15 games, he says he's missed 2 free throws in all those games. He's just not a swish guy, Burnett. Because Steve Kerr was one heck of a shooter.
Curry with 18 points this quarter. His most in a quarter this season. Harris with the pull-up jumper, no good. Al-Farouq Amino kept it alive, but
loose ball foul.
It's the foul, too.
And yeah, by the way, Steve Kerr never went to the free throw.
Okay.
Really? Right. I mean, come on.
Spot up shooter.
Stand behind the line and shoot. Why? He never put the ball on the floor and went to the hole. I'd love to see how many free throws he did take. I'm telling you, not that many.
Yeah, Steph was joking that the one time that Steve actually won, he was running around like he won the NBA championship.
2 out of 15.
Barbosa at the foul line. He misses the first. Barbosa had 12 points and 5 assists last night in that victory against the Kings. Part of a big contribution by the bench. Here's a guy that wasn't sure where he was going to be playing this upcoming season. Played well in the FIBA World Cup over in Spain and ended up getting a deal out of it with the Warriors. Good hustle by Green to keep it alive. Curry with a marvelous ball fake. And goes back to the free throw line. I think these fans appreciate him.
Tell you what, it seems like he's playing a horse game, or he's out in the parking in the park playing basketball. I mean, how about that fake right there? That looked like the Olajuwon fake on David Robinson way back when. I'm dating myself. But what a move, and credit Draymond Green for keeping that alive. Aminu got a tee there, I think.
Yep. As Curry knocks down another free throw now with 33 points. And the good news for Steph, limiting his turnovers tonight. Of course, he's got to bet with Mom that for every turnover he's got to shell out a C note. Yeah. Steph Curry, a 91% free throw shooter, and there again, a guy that potentially could get that 50, 40, 90.
50-90 for Kyle Korver, though, possibly, which the league has never seen. Although Steve Kerr did do it one year, but he didn't have enough field goal attempts to qualify.
That's going to be a foul against Barbosa. A little too physical with Nowitzki, who will go to the free throw line. 1:16 to go here in the third quarter.
And that's a couple times now. Nowitzki's been fouled since they've been in the bonus. And you got to be careful here. That's the problem with getting into early foul trouble. Something that a lot of people don't think about how important that is. Good defensive teams don't foul. And if you foul, you're putting teams at the line too long. You're not going to have quarters where you can hold teams around 20, 25 points.
Dirk knocks down 2. 1:16 to go. Steph Curry has 21 points in this quarter. Extra pass, Green, back out to Curry, a deep 3. Wow! Nowitzki got it.
Your turn, my turn. Or Nolan Richardson, the old Arkansas coach.
Curry with a rare turnover tonight. Dirk with the pull-up, left it short. Green with the rebound. Curry was cherry-picking at the other end.
Nice job by Green, though, there. As he went up for that rebound, he pushed off with that left elbow down low, so you couldn't see it.
Oh, wow. He put Barea on skates. Stopped on a dime and didn't leave him any change.
Well, Rick Carlisle wanting a push-off right there. Barea has been known to flop at times. They didn't get the call, and what a quarter for Curry.
They've hit 100 points. 101 here in the third quarter. Barea. Aminu. Kicks it back out. Charlie Villanueva for 3. Yes. And the lead is down to 3 with 1.6 to go.
Mark, offensive rebounds lead to what?
Open threes.
Open threes.
And why not? Steph Curry with a season high 41 points. That was the case by Steve Kerr. Battle between the 2 highest scoring teams in the league. Golden State the highest, Dallas right behind them at number 2. Just underway here in the fourth quarter. Harrison Barnes on the drive. Barbosa open from downtown. Got it. And the 3-point shower continues.
That's 17,
for Golden State.
17 for 31. The Golden State Warriors from behind the arc.
There's Nowitzki, has the height advantage on Draymond Green.
Yeah, they travel.
Lost his balance. Back out to Harris, 4 on the shot clock for Barea. And Barbosa chasing down the loose ball rebound.
Well, let's see if the Warriors go back at Nowitzki again. That time, the last time, the 3 set up because Harrison Barnes took Nowitzki off the dribble. Look for that here in the fourth quarter to happen.
Iguodala on the drive. Nice look to Barnes inside. Gets the layup to fall. And Rick Carlisle has seen enough.
Oh, no, we might not see Curry. The bench is too good for the Warriors. Iguodala.
Backcourt in the NBA. Klay Thompson and Steph Curry doing it with the 3-ball again tonight, JB.
They're 13 of 21 between them. And the Golden State Warriors as a team are 17 for 31. That's 55%. The number 1 3-point shooting team in the league, the number 1 offense in the league, the number 1 field goal percentage team. It took them a little while, but boy, are we seeing it in full effect.
Remember the Dallas Mavericks at one point as Green gets caught up in the air and fouls Chandler Parsons. Remember, Curry and the Warriors were down 22 points in the first quarter in this game.
Well, it started the game 24-4. It was 24-4 to start this ball game. Golden State turning the basketball over. Couldn't get anything going. Miscommunication on the defensive end. Dallas having their way inside the paint. And all of a sudden, Thompson knocks down a few threes. Curry, and then credit this Golden State bench. Iguodala comes in. You're going to look at the box score and say, Iguodala was not a factor. He's 0 for 3, 0 for 2 from the 3-point line. But he's got 5 assists. He's got 4 boards. He's got a block shot. And he changed the momentum of this game on the defensive end.
Yeah, former NBA All-Defensive Team member. Bogut back in the ball game for Golden State. Here's Livingston working against Monte Ellis. Gets into the paint and fires a little bit strong, and J.J. Barea clears. Still plenty of basketball to be played. Parsons with a quick three off the mark. Iguodala with a nice feed inside to Livingston. Whistling. That's going to be an offensive foul against John Livingston.
Well, you see Chandler doing a nice job. He was just playing way off a boat. He knows he's not going to take that shot. And he just sat in the lap of Livingston, not allow Livingston to post up the smaller Monte Ellis. Smart defender, Tyson Chandler.
Gray off the screen from Tyson Chandler missing, and back comes Draymond Green. Green, Bogut, Livingston, Iguodala, and Barbosa on the floor for the Warriors. Here's Iguodala. 0 for 4 from the field. And Steve Kerr talked to us before the game about the fact that he's thrilled with the fact his bench has contributed a lot. Monte Ellis with the layup off glass, and because of it, the starters, especially Curry and Thompson, don't play what you would consider heavy minutes.
No, 33 minutes for Curry, 32 minutes for Thompson. That leads this team. Remember last year, the San Antonio Spurs, no one averaged 30 minutes for the team geriatric San Antonio Spurs.
Right now they're the 7th seed in the Western Conference. Tyson Chandler out to Monte Ellis. Ellis with the mid-range jumper. Rebounded by Draymond Green. Iguodala kicks it back up. Good defense by Chandler Parsons. Green wanting the post up. 6 on the shot clock for the Warriors. Three-pointer on the way. And Iguodala knocks it down. That's been the theme of the night for Golden State.
Steve Kerr shaking his head saying, that was an awful possession. And then all of a sudden, it ends up in a three from Iguodala.
Season high 18 threes for Golden State this year. Ellis on the drive. Way off. Barbosa with a great cross and draws the foul from Parsons. You can be a little laid back when the bench is doing the work right now.
Well, it's a good play there by Livingston to advance the basketball, and Barbosa, he's getting older, but he hasn't lost the quicks. This guy, the road runner, as quick as they are as we have in the NBA. So many great years in Phoenix, and he bounced around a bit. And Steve Kerr had him in Phoenix when he was the GM there, and Alvin Gentry, and they wanted him here this year. And as you said, you didn't know if he was going to be in the NBA this season. And he's made an impact.
Bumps the lead up to 11 for Golden State. The Warriors looking for their 3rd consecutive win and their 5th in a row against Dallas.
I don't know that we'll see Curry if Dallas doesn't make a little push. Yeah, they'll sit on the bench. That's why those minutes are down. The 32, 33 minutes for he and Klay Thompson, because they've blown out so many teams.
Their point differential is at near historic proportions.
4th best in the history of the league. They're winning by 11 points a game.
Ellis
allows them to rest.
Gamina with the rebound out to Parsons. Nice step through move and flushed home by Tyson Chandler with feeling.
Tyson Chandler has not missed a shot. He's got 17 with 15 rebounds, 7 to 7 from the field.
Green turns it over, tried to hit the cutter Barbosa. Dallas with a chance here. Parsons pushed and won. Chandler Parsons active at the offensive end. Going to go to the foul line for the 3-point play.
Okay, Mark, you know I'm impartial, but now we get to see Steph Curry. Good job, Dallas. Parsons with the weird step through, and then Chandler with the throwdown. A nasty evening, and then the fast break. Nice look from Aminu to the cutting Parsons, and Dallas will not go away. Hanging tough, just down 11 a moment ago. Have a chance to cut it to 6.
Yeah, there's a reason why this Dallas team is number 2 in the NBA in scoring. That's what it was.
Look who checked in.
He's back.
Hello.
Meter at 41 and still rolling. Parsons, though, at the foul line for Dallas.
There must be something about the 3rd quarter around the Bay Area here, right? Klay Thompson goes for 37 in the 3rd. 26 for Curry tonight. Just 26. Come on.
The side pick and roll. Spates with the screen. Curry. You're almost more surprised when it's off the mark.
I think he thought he made that one. The way he ran back, I thought he felt like he had that one.
I love the home run trot. Ellis kicks it out to Parsons. 12 on the shot clock. Nice backdoor cut. Barea inside to Tyson Chandler, who goes back to the free throw line. And Tyson Chandler with another double-double in this ball game. His 21st of the season.
Resounding double-double. 15 rebounds with 17 points and hasn't missed from the field. This guy is just a great locker room guy. And it was really hard for him up in New York last year to lose like they did. Disappointing, and won a title here with this group.
Just 2 short years ago, he was the Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA. And prior to 2012, of course, part of the championship team that defeated the Miami Heat in 2011. And Dirk Nowitzki, for one, speak glowingly of his teammate who's back as the defensive anchor of this team. Makes things easier for everybody at the defensive end. And when they get Rondo back, the numbers bear out that defensively they're one of the better teams in the NBA when he's on the floor.
Well, I think
with
that's
Tyson Chandler.
Primarily why they brought Rondo in, because the offense has struggled a little bit. But defensively, clearly a much better team with Rondo on board.
Approaching the midway point of the 4th quarter, Spates. Step back jumper off the mark and rebounded by the Mavs. Down by 5. That's the one nitpick that Steve Kerr has mentioned. They need to still close games out a little bit better, he feels. Ellis. Although when you have a double-digit winning margin, I'm not sure exactly what.
Yeah, you're 38-8.
I did say nitpick. Here's Parsons on the drive. Whistle out of bounds. And it's Dallas basketball. Tyson Chandler crashing the boards. Mavericks will travel from here to Sacramento to take on the Kings next. Parsons back out to Amini. Barea on the drive. Well contested by Harrison Barnes, and Golden State has numbers coming back the other way. Barea behind the traffic. Curry to Barnes, who wasn't ready for the pass, hit him right in the hands. Now Parsons will slow it up. They'll run an offensive set. Inside, Monte Ellis left it short. Gets it back and tipped away by Iguodala. This will be an easy one. Timeout, Dallas. You mentioned it, JB. He hasn't had a great offensive night. A lot of new bodies on the Mavericks roster this year, including a couple of starters. Rick Carlisle molding his team into a cohesive group, but it is a work in progress, especially now with Rondo out of the lineup for the foreseeable future. Just 2-10 against the top playoff teams in the Western Conference. What do you make of that stat, JB?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't put too much in it. It's only 12 games. But again, as you said, really bad timing to lose Rondo when they're just trying to incorporate him into the system.
Tyson Chandler with yet another rebound. 17 rebounds tonight for him. Chandler Parsons on the drive. Dirk with the rebound put back, and he draws the foul.
And the Warriors have done such a nice job of taking Dallas off the glass in that 2nd and 3rd quarter. But now, Dallas doing major damage. They got 14 offensive rebounds now for the game.
Dirk at the foul line. An 89% free throw shooter this year. Nowitzki says that he's going to be looking forward to All-Star break and getting a little bit of rest. I think he's going All-Star weekend for the first time in over a decade. Maybe even a candidate to get a rest and not play against the Kings in their next game. Rick Carlisle has been very judicious in how he doles out his minutes this year. Off the miss, back comes Dallas. Dirk on the post up. It'll go into the backcourt. That'll be a turnover.
Klay Thompson that time does the job on Nowitzki. Doesn't give up any ground. Hands in the face. Causes the bad pass. And just the 7th turnover for Dallas.
Dirk 4 of 14 tonight shooting, having a tough time.
Well, they're one of the best in the league at taking care of the basketball, and that's what Rick Carlisle talks about. We have to be a low turnover team and make our opponents pay for their turnovers. They've done both of those things here tonight. Why they have a chance?
Iguodala with the finger roll.
Bogut again. So crafty down there of positioning himself to not allow a help defender to come by when they get in the lane. He held off Tyson Chandler that time, which got Iguodala an easy layup.
If Bogut stays healthy, it's a different Golden State team in the playoffs. Parsons with the floater, good. And Parsons having a good night, 24 points, and back at full strength after missing a couple of games earlier with the flu.
I think Bogut is paramount for this team. Really, Festus Ezeli, the only backup they have, or you play small. Oh, my.
That hit nothing but net coming down. He's got 43. A lob and a great finish by Chandler. Still just a 5-point lead. Under 3 minutes to go.
He's almost like DeAndre Jordan with those lobs. You just throw it anywhere and he'll go get it. Now DeAndre's kind of his whole world with that.
Yeah. Klay Thompson left it short, kept alive. What a tip by Bogut. Just as you were alluding to his importance, makes his impact felt right there.
Well, not really an offensive factor all night long. And a huge tip in there.
Tyson Chandler steps into the jumper off the mark.
Is Golden State going to continue to play with pace? They're not going to sit on this thing. Got to continue to play your game. 2.5, too much time.
That's the game they play. And Curry off the mark. Rick Carlisle calls out the set, high 4. I think that Dirk's going to be involved here at some point. And a bad pass by Devin Harris. A cataclysmic turnover. And Dirk looks at Harris. The two of them obviously not on the same frequency that time.
Well, yeah, he's telling Devin Harris they're switching it. So if I get Curry on me, just go ahead and throw it up. Not a bounce pass and not away from the rim. Anytime you see Nowitzki as he gets the foul there, if he gets a switch on the offensive end, he likes to go right to the top of the key area, hold his man off, and then that makes it difficult to double team from there. And they're not happy about it. A little frustration, obviously, when you have a 22-point lead early on the road against the best team in the NBA. There'll be some frustration here as this game's starting to get away from him.
Curry swishes in the first free throw. He has 44 now.
I'll tell you this, Dirk Nowitzki, I don't think people realize the kind of competitor that he is. There are not many guys that want to win as much as Dirk Nowitzki we have in the NBA. And this is all no big deal between him and Harris. They just want to win. They're both guys that want to compete.
And you don't get to the number 7 all-time leading scorer without being competitive. Firing away on cue off the mark, though. They get all over the rebound. And Golden State up 9, ready to put this one on ice.
Yeah, there's a 50 chance now as Curry needs 5 more in the last minute and 30 plus.
That's what the fans are thinking here, too.
Yeah.
Tough shot, Curry will go to the line for another 2.
Listen, they all know these are some knowledgeable fans. You remember when they first tied that game in the third quarter, they knew it. These fans know as Curry senses it, and I'm sure himself, a nice little in and out dribble and gets the contact from Chandler and almost gets the 3-point play, but get these two could take him to 47, and we'll see if Steve Kerr leaves him in the ball game. Oh my gosh, he missed another free throw. Steve Kerr said, why can't he miss those when I'm playing them in practice?
He's 6 of 8 from the foul line. Drops him down to 75% for tonight.
So now he'll need 2 scores to get to the magic 50.
46 points for Steph Curry. Golden State leading when we come back. Something about the third quarters when it comes to the Golden State Warriors, especially the Splash Brothers. Remember, Klay Thompson had that historic 37-point third quarter recently against the Sacramento Kings, hitting 9 of 9 from downtown in the period. Tonight, it's Steph Curry's turn, JB.
Well, it was pretty special to see 26. I still can't get over the 37, and I thought maybe Will Chamberlain might have had that record in his 100-point. Will had 31 in the quarter. These two do it differently than Wilt. Wilt didn't stand behind a three-point line. It was all in the paint, and these guys pretty much all long jumpers. Two of the great shooters we have in the NBA, the Splash Brothers, will both be at the All-Star game, well deserved. And boy, anytime you come to Oracle and you watch the Warriors, you're going to see something special out of these two unbelievable offensive players.
Well, the great thing about Steph Curry is that he has been healthy this year and last year. A couple of seasons ago. Prior to that, he had chronic ankle issues. Devin Harris missing everything on the corner three. And that might just do it. It's a 10-point lead for Golden State. And Devin Harris fouls Steph Curry.
Okay, that's 48 more than likely. And they will get another few possessions, that's for sure. So we could see a little 50 here at Oracle. A few 50-point games on this franchise, huh?
Yeah. Seen some big scoring in the
minus the Wilt. I mean, that's what they have in our notes that we get from the Warriors. It says 50-point games minus Wilt. Because he averaged 50. Right. Because we didn't have enough paper to put down the amount of times that guy went for 50 points.
Curry coming off a great summer with USA basketball winning the gold medal in the FIBA World Cup in Spain.
Well, Steph had 54 in the Garden. I believe you did that game. Yeah, you and Doris were on that game, I recall.
He was unbelievable that night, too. Felton going against Draymond Green. Good defense by Green, moving his feet. Later in the ball game, and he draws the foul on Steph Curry.
So it says the Golden State Warriors all-time non-Wilt 50-point games.
What a great stat!
Sorry,
that's a different kind of category, huh?
Non-Wilt 50-point games. I love it.
He recently called up from the Mavericks D-League affiliate.
Purvis Short had a couple.
He did knock him down. Who else is on that list?
My father had 64. That's number one other than Wilt. Steph, this will be his second if he gets there. Klay Thompson had one against Sacramento in that great game.
Antoine Jameson had two.
And it's on back to back.
Curry, yes!
There it is!
The camper!
I don't know how much the Dallas Mavericks are going to appreciate that.
Well, stop him.
I get it. No, but you know how it is. You know how it is.
10 of 16 from downtown for Steph Curry. Well, will he tie it with 54? They got to shoot it. 15 on the shot clock.
And he's done.
He's giving it to his teammate Klay Thompson.
Still firing threes. I love it. You know who else had 50 for the Warriors? Who? Jamal Crawford. Wow. Huh? 3 different teams Jamal Crawford scored 50 points in the NBA. Incredible.
About an hour and a half ago, this Golden State team was down by 20 points. What a turnaround. When you got the Splash Brothers and their prolific three-point shooting, you are always in it. 128-114 the final, as the two highest scoring teams in the league put on an offensive show. Curry finishing up with 51 points on 10 of 16 from downtown. And there's one of those threes. He had 36 in the second half.
Not quite Klay Thompson 37 in the third quarter, but quite a performance from the all-star top vote getter. What a game.
And Heather's with him right now. Heather?
Steph, congratulations. A season high 51 points. After a slow start, what turned around your offensive game?
Just sticking to the program. We didn't want to get too down on ourselves that they got to a huge lead. We haven't been down that much, but we've been in that kind of situation where we come out flat and have to claw our way back. And obviously we got it done before halftime, and then leaned on our crowd in the second half. It's just a gut win for us.
Hard to believe, as Mark just said, about an hour and a half ago, you guys were 22 points down. What was said in the locker room, in the huddles, to keep you guys believing and confident?
We've been playing well the last couple weeks, and you know that they were going to be aggressive. Two great teams that want to win, and just like I said, sticking to the program that's got us to this point in the season, and things will turn around. So just praise God that we're able to be healthy, have the energy to get back in the game, and take care of business.
And you definitely took care of business in the third quarter alone. 26 points coming out of the locker room. What were you thinking? What was your message to yourself in your head to spark your team?
I don't know, just be aggressive. That's all we do. Shots are going to fall as long as we got defensive stops and kept ourselves in the game. That we have enough talent on this team to turn the tide. So, for us to come back off a back-to-back against a team that was down 22 says a lot about who we are and what our mission is this year.
Congratulations, you certainly made it exciting. A nice 51, Steph. Mark?
Well, you heard them. They are focused. A very single-minded Steph Curry and single-minded, focused Golden State Warriors team, able to withstand that early onslaught by the Dallas Mavericks and go on to earn their 39th win of the season against 8 losses. The final score 128-114. Steph Curry lighting up the Bay Area tonight with 51 points. For John Barry and Heather Cox, I'm Mark Jones. Sports Center coming up next.